Life's a dance. We learn as we go. Sometimes we lead, sometimes we follow. And I love the line, don't worry about what you don't know. Because isn't that what we do all the time? That's what worry's all about, isn't it? What we don't know. So I thought about that, and I was like, what do I want to talk about this week? So today's talk is dancing with God. Because when I dance with God, that means I'm really trusting. I don't know. So last week, after the service, Reverend Therese happened to be here, and we went to lunch. We spent some time together. And as ministers do, we talked a lot of church stuff. And I told her we were having Bo, and I was thinking about doing something around dance. So during the week, I got a poem from her. And the poem is by a Persian poet. His name is, I can't say it, Hafez, I think. And his poems are memorized by most of the people in Iran and Afghanistan. They remember it in their hearts. And this poem goes, every child has known God, not the God of names, not the God of don'ts, not the God who ever does anything weird, but the God who knows only 4 words and keeps repeating them, saying, come dance with me, come dance. Have you ever watched a child dancing? They're laughing, they're waving their arms, they're kicking their legs. They dance with a freeness and abandonment. They're not fear of being judged. They're not afraid of doing it right. They don't care who's watching or what anyone thinks. They dance for the pure joy of dancing. I love this picture because I look at it and I can hear the ocean, I can hear the wind, I can see her little spirit just soaring. She's one. She's just one with all of it, isn't she? So what happens when we get older? We start to lose that. We get more serious about dancing. We think we have to know the right steps, the right way to dance. Do you remember your first dance? When you were first learning how to dance? And you might have felt awkward and unsure, and your partner would try to lead, and you tried to lead, and you end up stepping on each other's toes. My first dances were at the local community center. And the boys would be on that side of the room, and the girls would be on that side of the room. You remember that? Yeah. And then the boy would start walking over, and my heart would start going. It's like, is he going to ask me? Oh, gosh, what if he does ask me? And what'll I say? And then when I get up there to dance, am I going to look stupid? Or my friends going to be watching? Are they going to be laughing at me? Can you relate to that? You know, remember those days? And what about that boy? Think about all the courage it takes the boy to walk across the dance floor. And then when he gets there, what if the girl says no? And he's got to walk all the way back. Or what if she says yes? And he's got to dance. Well, he looks stupid. You know, will his friends be watching? Will they be laughing? Learning to dance with God is a lot like this. When we first start our spiritual journey, we don't very much feel like a spiritual Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. And for those that are too young, that was a dance couple way back when that were really good. We probably feel like we have 2 left feet, tripling, stumbling in attempts to get it right. Am I praying right? Am I saying my affirmations right? Do I sound stupid? What will my friends think about all this new spiritual stuff I'm doing? There's a German philosopher in the 1800s who wrote, those who dance are considered insane by those who cannot hear the music. So have you ever thought, is this all there is to life? Isn't there more? I want more. I don't know how to get it. And I'm afraid to step forward. Dancing with God is edgy, it's innovative, and it's born not out of exactness, but spontaneity. We dance on the margin. when we dance with God. We stand at the edge. And we may wonder, am I being summoned from someplace deep within me to step out? Am I being asked to enter a new passage of my spiritual life? To question my old beliefs, my old patterns, in search of new ones? Am I being asked to move from my false self to my true self? To take off my mask. Remember last week we talked about Clark Kent being the ego and taking that off and revealing Superman, our authentic, our real self. Dancing with God can be a little scary. It's like dancing with a partner we don't have confidence in yet. We have to be very attentive to the music. And if we're slow to follow, we get out of step. And then the dance becomes stressful rather than joy-filled. In Proverbs 3:5-6, it tells us, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. Your understanding. Where's our own understanding? What is it? It's that thinking we do, right? That logical thinking where we try to figure it out. We try to get ourselves out of situations, try to make our life better. In all ways, acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. Dancing with God is about trust, and it's about being attentive to God's guidance. And the more we do that, the more we quiet those thoughts in our head that just are racing. That's why we say start the day with meditation. Spend time in prayer to quiet those thoughts, those monkey mind thoughts. And the more I do that, the more I can hear that other wisdom. We call it the still small voice. We can call it the universe speaking. But it's that wisdom that's always there for us. And the more I practice it, the more it happens. Not just for big things, but even for the little things in life. This week, I get up in the morning, I do my quiet time. And it's a time of the day when I know the phones aren't going to ring. And I do some yoga. So I was headed to my yoga mat, and as I was walking to it, the thought went through my mind. Get the phone, your daughter's going to call. And so as I'm walking toward the phone, it rang. Have you had those things happen? Yeah, you see, we're all aware of it. It happens to all of us. But do we know exactly what's happening in that moment? Do we know that we've made that connection? And then later during the week, I've been having trouble with my wash machine. A friend came to look at it. And their input, they're pretty handy, but they couldn't get it going. So they said, it's probably going to be cheaper. It's an old machine. To get a new one instead of fixing this. And so I started to walk to the phone and see where am I going to go get a new machine, but I could just feel this turmoil in my body. It didn't feel right. So I went on the computer, I looked up appliance repairs in Merritt Island. One jumped out at me. I called them. They were there in an hour. It was a 15-minute fix, and I haven't been charged. Knowing and being still enough to get that guidance, it directs us every time. It's so much easier. In a dance, when two people try to lead, what happens? You stumble, you trip over each other's feet, the dance doesn't flow. It's no fun at all, is it? But when one lets the other lead, then the dance becomes graceful in harmony with the music. This is how our life can be. When we learn to let Spirit lead us. So if you'd ever danced with a really, really good partner, and I bet there's one sitting in the back row back there, right, Chris? Yeah, yeah, I thought so. Yeah. When you dance with a really, really good partner, they can make anybody look good. You can have two left feet, and they'll make you look good. My second husband was like that. A gentle press on your back, maybe a squeeze on your hand or a movement of your hand, and they just move you in the direction they want you to go. Even if you don't know where they're going or what they're going to do next, they guide you. So we surrender when we're with a dancer that good, don't we? We become willing, we become attentive, and we trust, we follow their skillful guidance. They're synchronized, they're balanced, and they move together in perfect time with the music. Life is a dance when I allow God to lead. Just like that skillful dancer. And it doesn't take the cosmic 2x4. It just takes me being quiet enough to hear. Dancing with God, life becomes a promise of raw potential. Hear that? Raw potential means anything and everything is possible. We've got the Prosperity Plus class going on right now. That's what it's all about. It's about that trust. It's about that raw potential that anything and everything is possible. My daughter and her family are planning to move to Florida in June. Yeah. And it's a really big move for them because they're going to be starting all over again right in the middle, the prime years of their life. They're leaving their businesses. My 11-year-old granddaughter is changing schools. And I've watched them, how they move back and forth between being excited and being really scared. And I keep saying, this can be easy. Just notice what's being put in front of you. And everything that's put in front of you is going to lead you to the perfect place for your family. So that phone call I got this week, and my daughter knows my morning routine, and she doesn't usually call, so I know it's important when she calls. She goes, "Mom, I got there, I made the shift. I surrendered." She gave notice at her office that she would not take the lease after June 1st. She's not taken any new clients that she can't complete until June 1st. And this week she spent a whole day, she's a therapist, she spent a whole day taking the exams necessary to be certified here in Florida. My granddaughter, who's been really resisting this, has gotten online, has researched the schools in the area, their curriculum, their rules, and their band, because she wants to be in the band. And she's getting more open. Dad, one day he's ready to come, and the next day he's not. And he's got a couple businesses, and his associates keep making these offers that are so enticing to keep him there that I watch him like a yo-yo going back and forth. Life offers us so many opportunities. And I can allow my fear to keep me stuck. I can allow my fear of change, my distrust, to not take that next step forward. And you may be thinking about that. What's the edge you're on right now? What's the fear? What's the step you're not taking? In Psalms 56:3, Scripture reads, "When I am afraid, I will trust in you." I say a lot, don't separate the world out there from what you experience here. Take this and start living it every day. And your life will start changing. What keeps you? What keeps you from trusting Spirit's guidance? From hearing the music, the still small voice of the universe. Because it's there. What keeps you from living life as a dance? learning as you go instead of thinking you have to know the steps before you can enjoy the dance. Wayne Dwyer said, when you dance, your purpose is not to get a certain place on the floor. It is to enjoy each step along the way. We've got a picture of a little girl dancing. And to me, this says it all. This is the trust we're talking about. Can I do that? You know that? Can I put my little feet on the imaginary feet of Spirit, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, and allow it to guide me? Reverend Teresa also said, well, you know about the word guidance, don't you? And I said, what? And so she sent me this. You got the next one, Dan? Guidance. The G is God, you and I dance. Guidance. God, you and I dance. To dance with God, I must develop an intimate relationship with Spirit. And then allow it to choreograph my life. Today's daily word is absolutely perfect. Turn to this page and read it every day this week when you're home. I tap into my source, which fills me with divine ideas and encourages me in new directions. Guidance. With God as my guide, I am motivated to grow beyond my self-imposed limits and to claim my happiness and be of service to others. We can't help in this world. We can't make a difference in this world until we drop into that place and allow ourselves to receive that powerful guidance that's there for us. So, this week, before you start your day, you're going to ask yourself, am I going to dance with God today? And if you say yes, then go through the day really listening closely for the music, for the guidance. And when you hear it, take the hand of that invisible dance partner of yours and have the best day ever dancing with God. God bless you.